Today, Dorothy is going to be making this cute little pinwheel, which she is telling me is a flower. And she has attached to a hair clip. And for this week, she will be putting this on a hat because it is crazy hat day at school. And then we'll all probably just be wearing them as hair accessories. But let's turn it over to Dorothy and she can show us how it's done.
Okay, so first you need like 14 inches of fabric. I need that to be like 2 inches wide, which I did not do, so like wait 5 seconds. I need a pencil.
All right, well, let's get a pencil.
The pen. And you just like mark off the 2 inches.
What 2 inches, dear?
2 inches of width.
Okay.
Its length is
14,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then you want to make it 2 inches wide? Okay.
Yeah, you want to make it 2 inches wide.
Okay.
You have to cut it with the regular scissors first,
Okay.
for some reason. Okay, so now this isn't straight. It's messed up. Okay, so I'm not really so sure this is actually 14 inches. I'm just guessing because it's like about the same length as my other one, so.
And you measured your other one?
Yes. It's 13 inches, exactly, but whatever, it's an inch off. So now this is kind of the unreasonable part. Like, you'd be thinking, why can't you just cut with the pinking shears first? Now you have to cut with them. So, like, if you don't have pinking shears, it's gonna, like, fray, so I suggest you buy some.
Can you show me up close? What's a pinking shear?
The pinking shears are when it has, like, these zigzag things.
I see.
Which makes the fabric not fray.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You're supposed to measure, like, it's supposed to be, like, a 1/4 inch from the edge, but I don't like measuring, so I just hope this works. It'll be a different size as my other one, then.
Well, that's fine.
Okay. So,
One side.
this is done.
Are you only doing the one side? You're not going all the way around?
No, you don't
okay.
have to do that. Because it's covered with the button, which I also forgot.
Okay.
Buttons. And I also got this because we'll need it later.
Okay.
But right now, we're going to need to use sewing thread. You can use like pretty much whatever color. I'm just going to use white. because I'm running out of it, and like, yeah. Of course, that's the color I choose. And then take a needle, just like, thread it.
Wow, you're quick at that.
The eye of the needle's big.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you tie the knot and then do the running stitch thing.
Just give me a quick refresher. What's a running stitch?
A running stitch is basically when you do like this.
Oh, I
stitch.
see. You're kind of gathering it all up, just poking through every little bit.
Yeah, you could do a running stitch like, wait 1 second. Could do a running stitch like this. And then pull it through.
I see.
And then this, and then pulling through. But where's the fun in that?
Right. So let me just get a good close-up here so that I don't mess it up when I make these, because I want to, of how far you're poking that needle through. Okay, I see. It's relatively close.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
Because it was all different on the ones that's on the head.
Oh, well, that one came out looking just fine, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Okay. So I finally finished.
Okay.
Just pull it all through.
Whoop. Oh, look at that. It's like magic.
And then you have to gather it, which is basically just like pulling it like this.
Okay.
So it goes into like a circle.
Nice.
And then I am just going to sew these two bits together. So flip it on like upside down.
Okay.
And then use like the whip stitch, which is just like, wait 1 second. It's like going over.
Oh, I see. Yep. So you poke through on the same side
Yep, each time.
of it each time.
This is the kind of stitch you do when like you're closing something.
Mm-hmm.
Except you do it better than I do.
Well, take your time.
But like
okay.
you're supposed to do it on the way edge, and I feel like it'll fray out. So whatever. Okay, so now I did that, but it needs to be in the middle for the next step, so I'm just gonna do it backwards.
Okay.
Okay, so it's in the middle.
But still on the back side?
Yes, it's in the middle, but on the back side.
Okay.
And you see this bit, we're going to cover that with a button. And the button needs to be like 7/8 inch. Like, can't you just do 1 inch? But whatever.
I guess now that you're in control, it can be just 1 inch. It can be whatever you say.
Okay,
Those
so
are nice.
white buttons.
Got
I'm going to clear it white.
So many buttons to choose from.
Oh, look at this button. This is not really the right colors, and it's definitely not the right size.
But it is a good button.
Yeah, I like this one.
Maybe you can throw caution into the wind and make one later with the wrong size middle.
You're supposed to make like 3, and like one of them is and 2 of them are supposed to be smaller, but this is the larger one.
I see.
And the smaller ones have smaller buttons.
Oh, the project that you saw.
Yeah, in the book.
In the book, right. That had just 3 flowers. You're planning on making more, right?
Yes, this is too small because it's the right size. It's too small. Why are these so small? Jeez.
I don't know. You'll have to ask Grandpa when he comes back. I think he told me that this box is the result of 40 years of button collecting.
Wow. Okay, this is the correct size.
That's the one? You found your button?
Yeah, it was actually 7/8 inch or whatever.
They won in the end.
It was actually 6/8 inch, just saying.
Okay, so what do we have to do? Poke through from the back side, right? So we don't wrap around our frill.
So we have to make sure it actually gets on the fabric.
I see.
And not just through the middle bit.
Oh, through that hole, right. Good point.
So off center.
It's hard to get it centered, huh?
Yeah, whatever. So this would be good on that. So. Trying not to sew it onto the tablecloth.
It would make for an interesting dinner experience, trying to rest your plate on that.
Well, you can just put it on Basil's seat, and I won't have to deal with it. Or could you put it on your dad's, and it could just be put on totally wrong.
Cover the table with them, and then everybody's dinner can be ruined.
You might not want to make soup anymore.
Soup's my favorite. I can't live without soup.
Then you eat outside.
Probably should. Always wanted everyone to just eat outside. Keep the dining room clean.
At school, Olivia was like, I wish we could have lunch outside. I was like, true that.
I saw picnic tables at the middle school and the whatever high school.
Oh, I can't wait for
So maybe,
6th grade.
yeah, next year.
Okay, we're nearing the end.
Now you use a reasonable amount of thread. When I sew a button on, I use like almost an entire spool of thread because I'm a lunatic and I'm afraid the button's going to go somewhere. You just have such faith in your thread. Good for you for not being crazy like your mother.
Okay. I guess I'm like Dad.
Yeah, Dad's not crazy. Not about buttons anyway.
Hear that, Dad? Okay, so this part,
Okay, so what are we doing?
we're gonna sew this part on, so, like, you can clip it to stuff. You could also sew it onto, like, a hairband, or, like, the book said to fabric glue it to a hat.
Oh, fabric glue. I like sewing stuff on better.
Yeah, it's funner.
You could sew it to a band, though.
You could sew it to pretty much
like a ribbon if you wanted to tie it around the hat.
But you could sew it on anything, basically.
Right,
So
agreed.
I'm sewing it onto this, because it could clip onto the band that's already on my hat.
Right.
And
then it's not permanent. Then your hat doesn't always have to look like that.
And you can, like, swap around with the different ones you make. What, you're not going to make 2? It's just... Okay, so you just sew it on. It's a lot easier to sew on if you have it open, which is kind of a lie. It's hard either ways, but whatever.
How attached do you make it?
I mean, like, how attached did I make this one?
Right, yeah.
You can see.
Let's see. All right. Just a couple, just enough to hold it on there.
Yeah, I'm not a lunatic with my things like you.
Right, just me.
It's too
I'm all
much.
about that overkill.
If you're wondering what I'm doing, it's not under the button, so.
What do you mean?
This part wasn't under the button, and I don't want to see it like
Oh, I see. I see.
that.
I see. I mean, it's hardly noticeable, but
And it's gonna be on my head, but whatever.
yeah, but still, it's a good idea to do as good a job as you can. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. At least trying to do well. Yeah.
Where did you hear that?
I don't know. I heard one of those things, you know.
Where I
Heard it my whole life. Just an idiom.
Okay, so if you were wondering what I was just doing, it's fraying where the pinking shears were, so that's just sad, but whatever. I just finished attaching this. Now this is the next part. You can close it. You're gonna put this under
Your needle right through your stitches.
Mm-hmm. And just like twist it around and do this. You probably remember that from the other sewing video I did.
I remember that from your other sewing video. Yep.
If you didn't watch that, please do. I'm just gonna try to unfray this. There, it's probably gonna fray in like 20 seconds, so.
Well, maybe not.
Well, maybe yes. Now,
Let's see, the finished product. Oh, hold on. You got it crunched under. Ooh, 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 ooh. You pinched it right into the thing. Oh, it's adorable.
one for each side now. And you can do this with tons of different kinds of fabric and buttons. Just make sure your button always matches the fabric.
Right, so it looks nice. All right, Dorothy, thank you for showing me how to do that. I appreciate it.
Now you can make Clara one.
Perfect. You don't want to make them for Clara?
No.
You grump. All right, I'll try it next. Goodbye.
Bye.